Good afternoon, everyone. This is Christian with PerfectStockAlert.com, a 100% free service for smart investors and traders. All we ask in return, please refer a friend. Today is Tuesday, October the 9th, 2012, and I believe it's time to add Norfolk Southern Corporation to your watch list on the short side. Ticker symbol's NSC. It's right there. You can see that we are in a bearish channel, basically moving to the downside here real quick. And this is something that I would definitely keep an eye on. I've actually been watching it for a few days now, so it's getting timely for that actual reversal coming. We've not quite seen a lower low yet. Today's low point was equal with yesterday's, so we haven't seen a breakdown of the low points yet, but it's definitely something that's coming very, very close. Major issues here to talk about. Whenever you're looking at this downtrend line, I'm just really drawing off the low point here, here, and here, and then took that trend line and copied it and brought it out over here. You'll notice it lines up perfectly here, here, and now we're coming close to it again. We don't have to touch it, but in most cases you will. And then whenever you, like for example, maybe tomorrow you'll see something like a advance and then a shooting star signal or something like that, or maybe a gap up and then sell off as we reach that upper trend line there, resistance line. Again, whenever you're looking at that resistance line, it's pointing down. It's bearish, of course, showing that bears are growing stronger. And you'll notice that the support line here, it's also pointing down, showing that bulls are getting weaker. This move that you've seen here was 6 consecutive days to the upside. I don't see a lot more strength here, simply because this little situation that you had going on for a while, you had buyers and sellers involved, and then all of a sudden people were buying and thinking maybe they got a great opportunity to buy here, or break out or something, whatever reasons they had for buying, and then they woke up one morning and stock price went from a close here to an open here, humongous gap down. In this particular situation, I wouldn't look for a gap fill, and the reason being all these people that were buying back here and all this time here, basically they just woke up with a big startle and they said, hey, shoot, we were wrong, this is all bad, I want out, and I want out now. So as soon as price activity gets anywhere close to where they used to be at, they'll start taking their losses, or smaller losses, or at least back in what they bought. Like people who might have been buying here thinking, well, we're going to fill the gap, they want out as well. So this is going to provide a great deal of resistance, a little ceiling there on price activity. So I expect you're going to come up here, sputter, turn around, and go lower. At that time, you'll be testing this low, but I would be keeping an eye on this downtrend here as we continue to see the chart form. That downtrend line there will continue to actually be projected further out, and that's actually where you expect to find a real bounce as well. Now, this may develop over time into an inverse head and shoulders pattern or something of that nature, but right now all we have is a downtrend, and you're looking for short opportunities in that scenario. Quick glance at volume. You can see that volume's very well supplied by the bears here. They're very much involved in selling, and in this little move that we've had to the upside for the past few days, like I said, 6 days to the upside, very weak volume in comparison to the previous sell volume, and now that appears to be over with sell volume superseding the previous day of buy volume, and you'll notice that volume was decreasing over time. Now we're starting to see an increase on sell volume. So again, looking for a top here. Also, if we look at the ultimate oscillator, let's go ahead and move that up there. Looking now at the ultimate oscillator for overbought, oversold points, you can see that whenever the ultimate oscillator is at or above the 70 line, that's where you start getting your short opportunities. Right here, you had one here. You'll notice you had a hammer, and also known as a hanging man candlestick formation here at the top, and then you got a shooting star signal right here up off of the upper trend line, and she reverses to the downside here. Looking for the same thing. We've got basically a hanging man candlestick formation here. We might get a shooting star. I've talked about this before. Whenever you're looking at the hanging man candlestick, it's hard to short that one. Like, for example, had you shorted, let me clear that up, had you shorted this particular situation over here off of the hanging man candlestick, the following day, if your stop was set off of the high of that candlestick, you would have been stopped out and you would have been right anyway. So it's a very difficult candlestick formation to actually short there. You could have, in this particular case, shorted with the stop set off this high over here to 75.56, but in this case scenario, you don't really have that option. You could set one here, but again, you may see intraday activity just bump you up there, take you out, and reverse over again. So keep an eye on this one, add it to your watch list if nothing else for the downside move here. Be looking for a test of the 64 level and likely lower. If you've not been to the free website at PerfectStockAlert.com, it's right there. It's 100% free, and all we ask in return, please refer a friend. God bless, take care, and I will see you in the market analysis video coming right up. Please take a moment to review our disclaimer. The information provided herein is our opinion only. Under no circumstances do any statements here represent a recommendation to buy or sell securities or make any kind of an investment. You are responsible for your own due diligence. To summarize, we do not provide investment advice, nor do we make any claims or promises that any information here will lead to a profit, loss, or any other result. These videos are for educational purposes only.